Okay, now this app basically is how the social media works, how the cut that, cut it. Just getting started. Okay, this is how the social media works. Um, okay, so in this program, we have the front end and we have the back end and we have the logic. As you can see here, we have the backend folder, the data structures, this is the documentation, and the front end. We can start with the backend. So in the backend, we have this file called app.js. So this one, is everyone able to see?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, just a moment. Okay, so let me. Okay, yeah. So we have this is where the logic of the app is, you know, where you can enter. This is now like this is what runs when it comes to the command line. I'll get to that in a very short period. The system. This is where the logic is. Okay, the one that will run on the on the command line. So to access it, I'll have to run this app.js. So I can open the terminal. Let me make it bit. Sorry, the terminal. Then I'll have to run this app.js. So this is the code. Since we are using Node, Node is used for the backend. It's a JavaScript way of running backend programs. Okay, so I have installed the Node modules, as you can see here. It's simply a way to be able to run JavaScript on the server side. As you know, mostly JavaScript is used on the front end. So this node enables us to write or to use JavaScript on the backend side of things. So let me run the program. Sorry. Here in the terminal, we run the program. So as you can see, the app name is the social graph, and the CLI stands for command line interface. So this is the backend. As you can see, we also have this front end folder, but the backend and the front end are running independently, but they have the same logic. Okay, so the logic is derived from this folder here called algorithms. Sorry, data structures. So it has these two files, the algorithm and the data structures. So back to the terminal, the command line. Let me, sorry. Okay, okay, now we're having the app. I hope everyone can see this clearly. So this is the social graph CLI interface. So the social graph is basically the name of the project we are using, we are making. This is just how to visualize how the program is working on the command line on the backend. So we have various function. This is just preloaded data. It doesn't hold much significance. It's just to test the app. As you can see, we have this folder here called the test. This one is holding the preloaded data. So this is not like very, very important. We're just using it to showcase the application. So as you can see here, we have 4 controls. Sorry, we have 7 controls. The first one is adding the user. The second one is connecting friends. The third one is you undo the last friend, or like you remove a friend, in short. This one, number 4, it's the recommendation. let's say we have three people. We have person A, person B, and person C. Person A and B can be friends, and person A and C could be friends, but person B and C are not friends. So if you hit on recommendation on either person B or C, they'll be recommended to each other. Maybe if A and B are friends but they're not friends with C, but they are mutual friends with A. Okay, I'll get to that. I don't want to complicate things for now, but that was just an overview. So number 5 is to search whether someone is a friend of yours. This one is to show the stats, and the 7th one is to terminate the program. So let's add a user. Let's say the first one, we can use the same way on Instagram that we have tags like at let's say Mount Kenya University or something. We start with an at, as you can see. So let's use the first user. Let's add the first user as Alice. That's her ID, and her name is Alice. So we have the first user. The second one, we can have someone like let's call him Buju. Okay, just a minute. Sorry. Let's add him. Buju, and his name is Buju. We can have the third one by the name Chad. Call him Chad. That's his ID, and his name is Chad. So as you can see here, we've added 3 different people. We have Alice, we have Buju, and we have Buju here, and we have Chad. So if you want to see if the ID is actually working, we can try to add another user by the ID Alice and see what happens. So Alice, let's try to create another user by the name Alice. Sorry. Add user Alice. Okay, let me see. As you can see, Alice already exists. Okay, so we are getting that error since we have Alice already in the data. We already have a user by the name Alice, so we can confirm that the ID is working. So you see, Alice already exists, so we cannot add Alice since the ID Alice has been used. So we can connect Alice and let's say Buju. So we can use connect friends. That's number 2. We use the ID Alice and we connect him. We make her friends with let's say Buju. So you can see here, Alice and Buju are now friends. We can make Buju. Number 2. Let's connect these friends. We can make Alice friends with Chad. As you can see here, Alice and Chad are now friends. Now, to use we can use this number 4 first, then we'll go back to number 3. So let's use number 4 to get the recommendation. As you can see here, Alice and Buju are friends. Alice and Chad are friends. But Chad and Buju are not friends. But Buju and Chad are friends with Alice. So let's have a recommendation for Buju. We see who can be, who the algorithm will recommend to. So we use number 4. here, get recommendation. Let's use Buju. As you can see, um, okay, where is it? Okay, so I see here there's some confusion with these names look a bit different because we had this preloaded data here. But basically, this recommendation usually recommends people that are mutually friends. Okay, so I will show you how it looks visually on the front end so that you can have a better understanding. Okay, we can undo friends. So we use number 3. Sorry, number 3. And as you can see here, Alice and Chad are not friends anymore. It's undone. Okay. How? So with that, that's pretty much it on the backend side of things. Of course, navigating on the command line, it's a bit challenging because in most cases, this is what happens behind the scene. And for someone to actually use this program, in most cases, they will use the front end side of things. So from here, I'll have to switch to the front end so that you can be able to see this program well and have a visual idea of how it looks. Okay, is everyone fine with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we've executed the last one. And so with that, let's move to the front end side of things. Just give me a minute so that I can be able to switch. Okay. Let me just reset this and be able to share with you guys. Now, here is the front end side of things. Here you'll be able to visualize whatever I was saying. And in most cases, okay, this is not, I've not built it like a regular social media app because for now we are only focusing on the data structures and algorithms and how things work rather than just building a generic social media application. So we can start with our 3 characters. On the front end side of things, I only had, I didn't have any preloaded users or information. So here we'll be able to do things quite cleanly. So without wasting time, let's build, as I said, for creating an ID, you must start with with this symbol art. So let's create Alice. You can see username available. Let's just name her Alice. Create the user. As you can see, now we have Alice here. The second user we call, we can just use Buju. Buju. The third one, I can call him Chad, as you said. I have Chad here. So we have 3 of them. So let's just connect the users as we said on the other one. Let's connect Alice and Buju. As you can see now, Alice and Buju are friends. We can connect Alice and Chad. Connect them. Now you can see Alice and Chad are friends. Alice and Buju are friends. Okay, let's connect Chad and Buju. You can see all of them are now friends. But we want to use this function of undo the last connection so that Chad and Buju won't be friends anymore. But while we use these recommended friends, they can actually be recommended to each other. So let's use, we have undone, sorry, the last connection. So Alice and Chad are friends, Alice and Buju are friends. So we come here to the recommended friends. We can have Chad. If I click here on recommend friends, you can see found one potential friend, and up here you can see the recommended friend is Buju because they are mutual friends. Why are they mutual friends? Because Chad and Buju both have Alice as friends. Okay, so that is how we are done with the connecting friends and whatnot. So we can also, since we have Chad selected here, we can search for friends, for his friends, or yeah, for his friends. So let's look at Buju, for example. Search Bujo's not found in the friend list. Why? Because there's no connection. But if we replace this with Alice, you can see Alice was found. Okay, so that's pretty much it when it comes to how this program actually works. Okay, so with that, I think we have understood how this program works, and this is just like the surface level of how things work. As you can see here, this is the network matrix, the total number of connections and whatnot. This is the activities that we've done, the connecting, the searching and whatnot. You know, here we have the hash table, okay, and this is the history and the recommendations that we had earlier. So with that, I think that's pretty much it with how this program works. And I think everyone that did their part on this project is well conversant with what I've said, and everything is fine.